before I begin my case, a few points of characterization. Firstly, we think that there's a natural monopoly by corporations. Not only do they already have a natural monopoly in terms of monetary funds, advertising funds, and all that, they also have a monopoly of power over individual workers, whereby human resource basically, whereby they are capable of doing things like ensuring better prices for these individuals. They can ensure things like better healthcare, better benefits for all of these people, and as a result, when you are an up-and-coming university student, you are graduated with honors, you expect yourself to align yourself with these large and established corporations who can give you all these benefits and all this money and power as a result. We think it is not okay. Why? Because it prevents the people who have the most potential to innovate, who have the most potential to make an actual difference in fields like technology, in fields of in their own respective fields, from going to the places where they can also innovate, and therefore it creates a monopoly of power in the status quo. Second point, we think that the life of a university student or an upcoming graduate who wants to opt into working for smaller startup enterprises is very risky. Why? Because you risk your money, you risk your life, and even if you risk your livelihood, basically at the point at which your income is not as secure as that which can be provided to you by large corporations like Google, Apple, where you take care of all your healthcare and all of that. As a result, you are basically forced to work for the giant rather than to work for Goliath rather than David. So, what does our world look like? Our world is one where the government recognizes that if an individual will opt to work for a startup enterprise, they can apply for a grant from the government, which will cover things like differences in pay, things like give them various benefits in healthcare, similar to that received by, say, government workers. We can provide them with pension and all that to encourage them to opt into smaller enterprises. So, two arguments. Firstly, why outside protects and helps innovation as well as consumer, and secondly, how we break the monopoly. Firstly, why do we help the consumer? We recognize that when it comes to startup enterprises, we recognize that we allow the individuals to actually get security in terms of opting into big companies, because now they don't have to worry about their future. They don't have to worry about the startup enterprise failing, because we secure that for them. We think that's a work by the individuals rather than being forced to work for the giant and capable of trying out the smaller enterprise. For them.
To be clear, if the government is providing incentives, that incentive is additional to the wage and all the profit that the startup will get, correct? So you're only going to give them double salary, double profit.
Well, we recognize that even if there's an increased incentive, we don't think that it will be to a stage where it is like double salary, right? We think that at the very most, we will increase by 100 or 200, but even so, all the benefits that we have on the outside are still the same anyways. So, we think that under our world, we have things like large established corporations which create monopolies. Why? Because now they are capable of getting away with not as much innovation as a smaller corporation. If you have because when we look at large name brands, right? Let's look at the Apple iPhone for a case study. If they release an iPhone, the newest iPhone, with something like a new fingerprint scanner, people are still going to buy it because of the massive amounts of money that they can pour into advertising, the massive amounts of power they have over the consumer market, and because of the brand recognition that they have. As a result of that, it gets even worse at the point in which they also scoop up the most likely individuals who are going to make a change and say, look, you are the smartest people who, if we allow you to go into small corporations, are probably going to create our competition. Therefore, we take you into our corporation. We don't think that's okay because it's stylish competition. And why is it so bad? The second argument, because we naturally incentivize the big corporations to actually look down from the ivory tower and say, we have to make a difference. Because now they have to compete with the smaller corporations in our world. But in our world, individuals are more likely to opt to start up corporations because now they do not have to sacrifice their lives in the process. They do not have to sacrifice the likelihood of actually managing to get all the benefits that they would have otherwise.
Sir, wouldn't you also be artificially propping up startups that would naturally failed through the smaller sector?
We don't think that's very possible for us to actually artificially prop up startups in that world. Why? Because we need to recognize that if a startup fails as a result of we think that whether we increase the amount of manpower who go into that startup or not, at the point at which that startup is unable to get as much money or is unable to get a profit margin which will allow them to support all the costs, they will still fail eventually. We think that that's something that's not that different on the outside of the house. So, but even in the worst case scenario, when we do end up propping up startups, we think that's fine. Why? Because in our world, we have more startups, because there's more corporate competition within the startup to actually try and find a way for them to be able to get the cheapest possible products. Because competition, most of the time, if not always, helps the consumer. Because when at the point in which you're trying to set the price, not only do you have to take into account the possibility of a consumer buying the product, you have to weigh it up against all the other 20 or 30 operations within your market, no banking, in order to consider how much you should have set the price tag at. So we think that as a result, corporations are forced to have run for their money in our world, whereby they are forced to innovate, right? Because if they release a product which is not that innovative or not that great, we think that as a result of that, they will naturally lose to the startup who do have the manpower to actually innovate, right? Startups who do have the who have the large monopoly, who have not the large monopoly, but rather the more of a power over individuals. But even so, let's take the worst possible scenario in our world, right? Let's accept that individual startups, as a result, have a monopoly over manpower. We think that's fine, because we believe that when it comes to the students who are super A level, because we need to recognize the students who are actually going to be able to pick and choose the jobs they want. Because the prime targets for them, people who want to hire, are naturally going to be the A-class students, right? The students who get all valedictorian or honor students. Even if in your scenario where these all these students go into these corporations or these smaller enterprises, it's perfectly okay. Because these are the places where you can do the most change. Because at the point at which you are within a startup and in big corporations or large enterprise, it's very difficult for you to push for your ideas. Because now you are forced to submit to a hierarchy of all of these corporation heads who do not want to take risks, who do not want to take risky things, because there are so many shareholders who are depending on them. Within our world, whereby individuals still are able to get a certain amount of security, we are going for small startups, it's perfectly fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Prime Minister, for the speech. Now I invite the leader of opposition to start opposition speech.
Opening opposition stands on the ground, which we believe that government must, and what government must and should do, is to equip students with the capacity to determine what kind of job that they wish to have, considering the wide array of jobs that exist in the world. We don't think that there needs to be another intervention from the government to fit those decisions into a certain type of business models, which are completely that and not stuff is wrong, and I will further elucidate why. There are also risks which will be further put under the rug if government does go through with this proposal. Before proceeding to such constructive materials, several comments to be addressed to the opening government. We think that opening government must guarantee absolute benefit in startups and absolute harm in these established companies in order for all of their benefits to run. Because we think, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing necessarily problematic in this regard. We think that at best they do have their own risks and they have their disadvantages and they have their edges in terms of conducting their business model. Therefore, the second comment to be addressed to their side is their picturizations as to how far is this problem really prevalent, right? Because we think that if their main concern is the issue of monopoly and how innovation is being solved, we have several comments to be addressed in order to assure you that this is not the case. Because when we're talking about monopoly, we have anti-monopoly law to keep all of these established companies, for example, in check. We have a lot of other legal instruments in order to make sure that they do not, for example, go low, having predatory pricing and all those other stuff, which might deter the existence of a healthy and fair competition. We don't understand why, when government do have this capacity and have this interest and trusted by the society through election, do they need to delegate these tasks to another part of entity in the society, but trying to make sure another entity is stronger and not accept their own influence in this regard, ladies and gentlemen. We don't think that they are empowering or in any means trying to make the condition even better. But secondly, and more importantly, we think that monopoly is only unjust when it completely harms people. Look, in their own characterization, in their own scenario, these companies actually succeed in the market, ladies and gentlemen. It indicates to you that the market actually welcomes them because they manage to make sure that they provide the best goods and services to the society. These companies who succeed in the market are good. For instance, when you're talking about Google, they manage to edge out all their competitors through making sure that their search engine is comprehensive, it's fast, and it's very completely and wide-ranging all the searches in the world. Secondly, they manage to, for example, edge out by providing very integrated services in which many Gmails and all those Google Maps and stuff like that are intertwined in one particular search engine. So we think that all of those things that they manage to, that they're portraying, does indicate that this monopoly does not necessarily harm the society. It provides good, and therefore we think that these benefits should be accounted for. And if people want to contribute to that particular business model, it should be okay. Look, they think that smart students will not have the capacity to innovate more, but we think that innovations can also happen inside these companies anyway, because they will always want to edge out and they will find other ways to innovate themselves. That's why you see all those smart watches and all those new glasses, for example, coming from Google, indicating to you that they do have room to grow. So we think that their concerns is invalid, ladies and gentlemen. Sure.
I think your material isn't being responsive, or since the kinds of things coming up from government, I think you should evaluate for us what is the likelihood of accruing those benefits under our side of the house vis-a-vis your side of the house.
Look, on their own side of the house, they claim to you that all of these big ivory-powered companies do provide health benefits. They do provide a lot of benefits that is necessary for these for these French presidents here, which I will further say why it's very compatible with their characteristics, especially considering their status. But however, before proceeding to that, our mechanism is that we would like for government to ensure that information regarding risks and advantages of working in both established corporations as well as startups are well distributed in order to make sure that these individuals are capable of making their own, having their own agency to create the best decision for their lives. Why? Because we think, ladies and gentlemen, if you take a look at the characteristics of the students, is that first of all, they're most likely the ones who live off student loans, right? Most likely they have zero economic capacity and they're the ones most vulnerable. However, we also can see that they do have passion, for example, they have dreams to want to work in certain companies or certain areas or certain business model. They want to become another startup entrepreneur, for example. Therefore, government's interest in regards to all of this is to make sure that they do make the right option in relation to their current condition, for instance. That's why, for example, government might show you information as to how much job security you will get if you go to startups and if you go to this established company. Government might show you how sustainable are the incomes if you work in established companies and in startups. Government also, the information from government might allow you to weigh out whether your passion is worth sacrificing in contrast with the economic benefits which you might actually need to prioritize considering the fact that you're economically deprived. Therefore, the problem with incentives we have identified is threefold. First, we think it downplays risks, ladies and gentlemen, and compromises the long-term impacts which individuals might accrue out of working in startups. Because my view that startups do come with many tangible and uncalculable risks, right? You're talking about, for example, a very unstable business practices because you're often engaged with deadly price competition because you need to edge out, for example, as Grab, you need to edge out Uber and Budget, for instance, in Southeast Asian countries. We also think that their ever-changing business model, because they're reactionary according to the niche market they're operating in, also requires you, for instance, to work in a manner that's akin to an overload of work, for instance, and we think that all of these risks of unsustainability and unhealthy working conditions is also important for you to consider as an individual. It's harmful to delude these people from this risk because it might be that only small number of startups actually strive, ladies and gentlemen, and that people only glorifies the narrative of successful startups in contrast to the higher amount of startups which fail. But second, even if you translate the scenario, there are people already flocking to startups precisely because they're already in crisis because of the mere condition of startups. Counterbalancing argument is only necessary when there's an overpowering allure of influence of a narrative, but that is not the case. At worst, the appeal are equal now because people are also flocking to Apple and Google, or also flocking to these startup companies. So we did that. There's no need for government to accept any more intervention to the decision-making process, ladies and gentlemen, because society in and of itself is already, the trend in and of itself is working on their own. So we did that at the end of the day, the importance of counterbalance is already debated because of this. Because at the end of the day, incentives provide an affirmation that that's the only business model that is the best, and government is endorsing that, and we don't like that because it might delude you from thinking about your financial condition and whether or not it's better to wake up with your passion. But lastly, we think that this allows you from precisely maximizing the differentiation and unique capacity that you have. Because then when government only ensure that this option is more efficient, you will not take a look at other tenets that you have
tracks the educator from the speech. Now, to continue the speech, the debate I call whether the degree practice service to break the case of monopoly government.
So, some government came out here and talked about how gave a very negative speech, and they didn't really justify their case. First of all, they talk about how there's only alternatives in status quo, which can solve the problem. They say that these alternatives are still provided and also present in our case. Therefore, the benefits are mutually inclusive, except that we are adding an extra barrier to preventing the introduction of this monopoly into the economy. This is weaker, right? So, first of all, a few remarks, right? Well, we're not talking about what it is right now. We're talking about what it could have been and the advantages that could have come out if we had given these incentives in the first place, right? First of all, right, what are the advantages that would have come out from it? If Google decides to exploit that sort of standard, quality standard that is stigmatized by society, and society thinks that there's a standard there, and they have a monopoly of the business there, they can exploit that monopoly through overpricing or quality control. And we feel like the opportunity cost of someone spending extra or getting a shittier quality phone could have been avoided on our case completely if we had not let this monopoly factor go through, right? So next up, I'd like to point out how we're not doing anything either to help these start enterprises, right? At least on our side, we're trying to initiate a change in the economy by saying that we want to help these start enterprises. We don't want the status quo to be that the kings of the ivory tower stay where they are and don't have to move their assets to try and compete in the market, right? We want to stop these things, and that what you're incentivizing is letting the economy stay there in that current position. Exactly.
What is the absolute benefit of startups and the absolute harm of these established companies that you think that the best decision is to go to startups?
The harm in the establishment, the benefit of having startups in your economy comes directly when the established corporation is allowed to have full reign over their market. When they have full control over their market and can overprice things and do quality control, as I've already said. By introducing these startup enterprises, it produces a trend towards their monopoly, and therefore it naturally elicits competition into the market. So, on to my constructive. Why does this better the quality of life for the workers if it is basically both in startup enterprises and also in the established corporations, right? So far, the debate has been about how the established corporations are so good and so that they can provide so much, right? I would like to point out that when there is a monopoly on human resources, when everyone wants to join your company, and when you have an overload of people trying to join your company, right? They can use that to exploit these workers by saying that you want to be in a company, right? You want to be in the best market possible. You want to be in the best place to develop your business skills and such. Right? Well, for that you have to work with them. They're going to overwork these workers, as seen in past, in examples such as Apple and Disney, right? Where they have a large monopoly on the industry which they are centered around, right? And this enables them to exploit the workers to such an extent that we feel breach actual humanitarian rights. Now, what happens when we put in the startup enterprises into this factor? Right? What happens is that these established corporations won't have to keep up with these startup enterprises by saying that we have to provide even more, and we can risk exploiting these workers because we have to actually value them, because they may actually go over to the startup enterprise. Why is this so? Because we get rid of the natural incentive which is there for use to join the established corporation, which are the benefits, and not having to go through the sacrifice that one has to go through if you were to go into the startup enterprise. Now, what do we do for the startup enterprises itself? That benefit is very straightforward. We enable them to lessen the sacrifice which they have to put in if they want to join the startup enterprise, because it's completely their choice if they want to go into an established corporation or a startup enterprise. What we're doing is that we're lessening the sacrifice, which is necessarily incorporated into joining a startup enterprise, mainly due to the nature of established corporations. Now, Let's expand more on the term monopoly, because there's many centered on. Now, let's not look just at technology and infrastructure. Let's look at things such as service-based companies, things such as law firms and such, things which directly are affected by the kind of people that we hire into the market. Right? Let's look at what I would like to point you the example of Ernst & Young, in which case they have a direct monopoly of the law firm business, and they're only they don't have much competition in that way of the law firm association business, right? Because it's even worse for these service-based companies, because they directly, the service that they provide is directly associated with the people that they hire, the talent which they have, and the workforce that they can recruit for the person. So what happens in these quality-based companies is that the monopoly is even stronger here. Why is this so? Because once they get this A-grade student, this student they got straight A's, they got honors, as Ian said, goes into this, goes into Ernst & Young, right? Obviously, the monopoly is stronger because people naturally follow that idea that the best is where it's at. That's where we should go. And then every single startup tries to match them will always probably fail on their side, right? Why? Naturally, because first of all, they come with the honor of joining that established corporation. The initial boost in your career sort of by saying that we're in this established corporation, we deserve to be here, and we think that we are worth it, right? And that's what people will actually think, because people logically tend to try and choose the thing that's most worth their buck, right? Why is some choice to live the life of a person that wants to join a startup enterprise justified? Why is it justified? Because we feel that if you feel like you want to call your way, if you feel like you want to make the name for yourself, and not just say, I'm writing on the name of Steve Jobs, an example of Apple. If you want to write on your own name, by building up your own legacy, right? We say that you should have that ability. So even if you want to make your own startup, right, you should have that ability to do so without being put at a disadvantage due to how the economy is shaped, due to the incentives which established corporations give to the youth that try and pursue in try and go into the corporation, right? We feel that they should have the freedom to do so. They should have the choice, Mr. Speaker, and we feel that is what we are proud to propose.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, for the speech. I invite you to the proposition to sign the document.
Members of the House, you have to recognize that this debate is about giving incentives to the youth who wish to pursue a career in startup companies, right? Therefore, this is not the money that will be used by the company to fare better in the competition. This is merely going to be used by individuals working on those companies for their own personal benefits. Therefore, they have never proven to you why suddenly, when the workers get more money, the company will be able to compete better and outshine the monopolistic competitor market that they need to have an incentive, other than the fact maybe some better individuals might work in this market, which will argue that it's not a mutual benefit. But the point is that, ladies and gentlemen, this debate should not be talking about competition, because we're not funding the companies. We should be talking about how the youth should be able to make decisions in regards to what they want to do in life, uninfluenced by incentive benefit that could dilute themselves from properly assessing the benefit and the risk of a certain career in life. And that will be the first part of my three discussions today. I will be talking first about youth decision-making process. We will also engage the urgency coming from the bench. I will secondly argue about how this will disrupt the labor market in a way that is bad for the skills of individuals and for the sustainability of their work in the companies. Later, I'm going to talk lastly about how the innovation of goods and services to engage the competition argument, assuming that is something that we should be talking about. Let's talk about the decision-making process in the first place. What governments did not do this debate is characterizing what is the current incentive of youth to go to startup. Opening officer will be argued that in the current scenario, current instance, youth is already incentivized to go to startup anyway, and that is because of two main important reasons. Number one is because startup promises you that there is a niche market that you will be and you will be the first one to tap into the market, and you will be the first one to get all the advantage of being the first provider towards that needs. But secondly, it is also because of the current way of millennials in seeing life. millennials see that it's not good for you to not be able to live in the moment and work for big companies. Therefore, startup is a way to go. We conclude in this regard that current incentive, both monetarily and also both socially, already exists for you that drive a lot of millennials to go to startup, and that's the reason, for example, why they currently there is a rise of those industries in the first place. Therefore, we argue that the government stance is no longer to show people what is the good things about startup. The stance of the government at this moment is to show that even though you might agree that there are good things at startup, you must also calculate that there are certain risks of those markets. And that is David's argument of given the fact that this unstable business model and reactionary market, ladies and gentlemen, because maybe you're playing with business model or market that has not existed before, you might not know how to react to changes in those markets. You're also limited in the capital, and as a result, it might become unstable. At the point where you add more incentive in the form of extra money, in the form of extra wages for you, in addition to your work, it dilutes that risk, because now all of this pressure, for example, of millennials, all of this pressure of this market is amplified by the fact that the government is affirming that that is the only way for you to go. So you argue that tips the balance of your decision-making process. For everything.
Are you willing to give grants to people who want to join a startup but can't do so because they have the money to do so?
No. If they want to make startup, they can. Sources of funding already exist. You have bank loans, you have all of those things. But all of those things, ladies and gentlemen, allows better calculation of risk, as opposed to this policy in which people are now driving into that sense, ladies and gentlemen. But that leads me to my second argument. At the first point where people are diluted in their risk calculation analysis, this disrupt labor market because not everyone is not willing to go to startup simply because of the promise created by the government. As a result, this does not speak on behalf of the fact that all of you are born with different skills, but they're all going to that field because now it's affirmed by the government as the only way for you to be able to get meaningfulness in life. As a result, that market of startup employee becomes overcrowded, and you have to raise your wage to the bottom to be able to compete for employment in those companies anyway. At the point where that happens, exploitation will also exist, but not on that company. Ladies and gentlemen, as opposed to what the government argue, you now get to pay, you might reduce overworking on startup enterprises at the expense of you creating startup company to be able to become the exploiter, because when you exploit wage, everyone is going there. No, that's why I argue to you that there will also disrupt the labor market. But lastly, halting innovation of goods and services. You must understand, ladies and gentlemen, that the innovation of startup company is not as good as they think. Because even if you have brain power, startup company is inherently limited by capital anyway. So most probably their innovation will not be as significant as big companies. Even if they are able to create innovation, they'll be able to have the capital to market all of these innovations. Anyway, not all of the startup can be able to take this competition, so their benefit is not absolute. But in comparison, ladies and gentlemen, company enterprise is not able to get those innovations exactly because they have capital to invest in R&D, exactly because they have capital to market all those innovations as something that is marketable towards people. Under the notion, ladies and gentlemen, if all capable people that is capable of innovation move to startup, the enterprise will not be able to make meaningful innovation. But they will still retain the capital to market their old product as being more competitive compared to the new innovative product that startup create but is unable to market in society. So as a result, internal competition becomes worse because now all of these things, all of the value that company they claim to be able to do can now be done without proper use that is capable of making actual innovation, unique to the company to market all of these products in a way that is not the purpose of the competition. So we argue that this is worse than the house. But we argue to the gentlemen that enterprises still have the incentive to create meaningful competition and to create meaningful market problem inside anyway. Why? Number one, because there's not only one big company, there are a lot of big companies across companies. Sometimes they will always have that incentive to make better products. Number two, the market can also react if certain bad innovation happens. Case in point, when Samsung Galaxy Note 7 blew up, a lot of consumers boycott that product, and their campaign and their marketing advertisement was unable to control the reaction coming from society. They still have the incentive not to tarnish the product if other people are aware of those things. But the only way we can ensure there are good competition is we allow people, based on their respective skills, based on their inherent capability, to choose which company can better maximize their own potential and can better maximize the industry they choose to work in. In order to do that, the government must not create additional incentive that could dilute the interest and the practice and benefit calculus of these individuals in choosing the industry they want to subscribe to. Very well.
Thank you for your speech. Now to start closing out, I call upon the speaker.
Okay.
Right, didn't get who this debate actually concerned. Think about it this way. If you want to join a startup, you wouldn't be influenced by the incentive that the government wants to give you, right? In the same, for example, if you feel like, hey, being a startup isn't good for me at all, I'm not going to be touched by the government's policy anyway. What this debate really concerns itself about is people who want to join startups but cannot do so for a couple of reasons, right? This is why I'm going to mark him out in response to my appeal. Because there are many reasons why people simply can't join startups. For instance, first of all, oftentimes, to join a startup, there's a very high capital for entry. I mean, we need to do things like production, to have like stock, like the initial capital to do things like buy raw materials to produce a product. This means that you do things that take close to products. There's a principal justification that never came out in the opening. Better off in competition needs to learn that engagement data on actually presented, not the case they wanted OG to run in this case. Because these guys are extremely unresponsive to already harm the monopoly that they say when they just say that they only enjoy market power by having like innovation within their ideas, but you don't get the shape in this debate. So, first of all, let's talk about what exactly is the problem in this debate. Because we must understand to the speaker that all established corporations begin as startups. Right? Apple, for example, was one that happened after Steve Jobs dropped out of college. Why is this important? We think that oftentimes these established corporations are part of very few number of startups that eventually do succeed, which means that very few people actually want to join or be a part of the startup. This means that there's actually a market failure in the super market right now. Because people recognize and people know that startups are good. They need to have more startups, they have more corporations, that they have lower prices and all the stuff that Uri talks about. The problem is that people internalize it in a way that makes us that we don't want to be a part of a startup. We think that governments can do things like integrate the market to like correct information failure in this case. Because you don't really say things like, oh, we're going to like get like all the information exists in the world. We feel to recognize that we don't make free choices all the time. Oftentimes, our choices are influenced by things around us, right? Like my mom saying, for example, you shouldn't join a startup because you're going to like become broke the same way that the academic university makes you worthless. In this case, what we tell you is that on us at house, we at least try to financial security to ensure these people have an incentive to want to opt into the system in the first place. Comparatively, you guys don't do that. First extension, how to state use taxpayer when we say the government can't say that it could, right, that's actually false. We do things like tax at this point in time. We think that Apple is going to continue to remain the power and able to do things as people over is let's talk here about innovation, second extension. Because I think the world goes on to that one for innovation when you take a career in an established corporation. Only the extension of the same that I force corporations to look down on admin towers, check on those who are allowed, but we'll make it more relevant. Because we think that corporations have an institutionalized version of success that they always see, that they always did, right? Consider the corporate division, like the way which corporation decisions. They say, we've done this before, yes, but let's continue to do this, right? It's more than hierarchical stuff. It's that people themselves even dare to give up those ideas because they have the culture of self-sufficiency. Because they think that their ideas are not good enough to fit a business model that Google has for them. What is comparative here? For a startup, if you run the idea, what do you have to lose? You lose your capital. Okay, fine. That is a short-term cost for you, right? Because government already covers that through the incentive. Okay, we think that the incentive for people to want to innovate is more likely to happen in our things like Kickstarter. It's where most of the good ideas are. So Apple, one of the innovation you have in there, the best case is that Apple goes from iPhone 5 to iPhone 5C. The worst case is that Apple promotes a project for people to that we can't use like iPhone 5 and in this case. We think that people want a better alternative that doesn't exist in the world, where you can use an entrepreneurship power of corporations. I think that's better.
Yeah, in loan system, you're allowed to be given loan based on the model that you present, and will be calculated based on the risk that you present. So it's fair, even if it comes at interest. And your role will give loan to everyone, irrespective of the so-called innovation that they promise that it's not fair at all. It's diluting the risk that open office model.
I think if people want to try innovating for themselves, if they want to try to live our style, even the benefit, I think government should empower them to do so. Okay, so here's the thing. In terms of outcomes, I'm going to take this very clear. Most of all outcomes are very complicated, right? Like overcrowding and expect. I think that not everyone is going to suddenly go and join a startup. But the comparative is this. At the very least, we empower the startups to be able to have some sort of ability to be the market in the first place. Comparatively, when you get allow these startups to die, even though we think that these startups could possibly be good, but then the ability and the capital to innovate further and make better products, I think it's worse for the economy where you lose out entrepreneurship in the long term. Why is it important? Because it's really for you to have a sustainable growth in the future, comes to the production of human capital. Right? They're really for you to continue to do that, you have a stake in the development of the country. In the country, you lose out in terms of being able to enter back to develop your own company and get the state doesn't support you some product. I think it's worse off for you and it's worse for the state because the state seems to be one that doesn't care about the development in the future and happy to support this motion.
Thank you, Government, for the speech. Now I call upon the opposition to start closing all speeches.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, having worked for a startup myself, I can tell you that not all that glitters is gold. And we don't think that startups necessarily oftentimes the best option for people to pursue, right? But we think that's what opening up talked about. Opening up talked about. We will come in this debate. We will talk about why ultimately why startups don't need this intervention. Number one. Number two, why this is a poor investment by governments. And number three, why you actively encourage startups to do this particular point, right? All my responses will be integrated into my extensions, right? But first of all, really quickly, I think this first part will deal with the absolute lies coming from your closing government. I think it was a complete mischaracterization of startup culture, right? So let me take out closing government really quickly. Number one, right? Startups have revolutionized how startups today, technology has revolutionized how startups work today, right? New technology that exists today, like handphones and mobile apps, have dramatically reduced costs and reduced barriers of access to markets and resources. In the 1990s, Mr. Speaker, an average entrepreneur needed about 2 million and months of work to develop a minimum viable prototype. Today, an average entrepreneur needs about 50K and 6 weeks of work, right? You don't even need a degree, Mr. Speaker, to build websites and build apps. So we think the barrier of entry today in today's world is significantly lower. We don't think there's really any compelling reasons for governments to intervene in this particular respect, right? So we don't think startups necessarily need this kind of intervention, right? But what do startups necessarily need? We think they need a kind of environment that we think only governments can provide. Now, I'll talk about that in my second part of my section, right? But even if you talk about even if they move away from developed world, talk about developing world, we think even in New Delhi and Bangalore, we have managed to raise over 1.5 billion in funding in 2016. We've got Nairobi becoming the leading African startup, center for startups, right? Like MIDP and M-Pesa, right? And why does all these things work ultimately, right? Because number one, it's very difficult for any startup to have a first mover advantage in today's status quo, right? Because why? Any new startup can be created in over a weekend and can challenge any leading startup that exists today. So within the free markets as it operates today, allows startups to continuously disrupt established industries and also allows startups to compete among each other, right? What their policy does is artificially prop up startups that should have failed and make it more difficult for newer startups to gain a foothold in a particular market, right? So within what they're doing will at the end of the day actually harm startups. We think that's incredibly harmful, right? So we think at the end of the day, there's no compelling reason for them to want to subsidize startups. But even if they do, we think they actively harm startups at the end of the day, right? Second part of my extension. Why is this ultimately a poor investment? They recognize as a speaker, that the role of government oftentimes, especially with regards to funding, is to protect the lowest common denominator, right? People who don't have access to the kind of skills or knowledge that would have allowed them to maybe create an app or be a startup founder or be part of a startup, right? What does the policy really do, right? The policy incentivizes corporations, incentivizes startups to hire the best minds out of Silicon Valley. And not only that, you're giving a grant to these individuals who work in these areas, right? So what you're essentially doing is elitist policy that really benefits the upper strata of society, right? And ignoring people in the middle class or in lower class or people outside the sphere of influence who lack accessibility to the kind of opportunities. So this is an incredibly unfair application of resources. Because number one, so what do governments need to do? Number one, governments should facilitate competition, hackathon, right, co-working spaces, accelerators, bootcamps. The difference between both sides of the speaker is that on one side, we are advocating for funding for things that can help bridge the gap for individuals who don't have the skill set already, right? On the other side, they are funding individuals who already will be able to make it into these companies anyway, right? So why are they doing this? On the other side, we think it's completely unfair policy for individuals who otherwise wouldn't have unfair policy, right? They're going to argue it's not mutually exclusive. We're going to do it too. But recognize this as a speaker, right? Funding is always a zero-sum game, right? Funding you spend on helping elite individuals fresh out of Ivy League schools to go to these startups, as funding you can spend on a rural black kid in Harlem, as a speaker, right? So we think that's an incredibly unfair way to prioritize resources. On their side, go.
In our best case, that we help people who want to pay for our startup, but have skills so that funding can do things like get education and stuff like that, rather than our worst case.
Right, I already told you, right? Because the difference between both your side and our side is that you're not helping people get education, to get accessibility to this particular skill set, right? You're funding people to be able to go and get the job in the first place, right? So we think you're not having people get a foot in the door, you already have people already get into the door in the first place. So we think it's incredibly unwise allocation of resources, right? We think lastly, right, why ultimately would you first startup? You recognize the startups only operate as well as they do because they have fierce competition. The fierce competition allows startups to compete among each other and allows startups to weather the risk, right? So that means the startups need to be sensitive to risk and sensitive to the problems that are done within the company. So if it fails or if it fails to compete with other companies, we think startups should be allowed to fail. What this policy does is essentially allows startups who had a first mover advantage, right, to be able to reduce costs in terms of hiring. So this is something Olding said, right? They will be able to reduce costs in terms of hiring. But why is this bad? This is not good for the company, Mr. Speaker. This is bad because it essentially allows the company to overlook the risks associated, right? It allows the company to overlook the kind of problematic issues with regards to profit margin and problematic issues with regards to IPO as well, right? So a lot of these issues, companies are now able to overlook those layers and misprioritize the resources and misprioritize the way they're supposed to run their business. So ultimately, what they do is they prop up these companies that would have otherwise failed under our scenario, and we would have, and on our scenario, the companies that would have failed would have been able to be overtaken by people who have had more access to creating more startups, more access to creating more startups and challenges companies, right? What they do is start the problem they industry wanted to solve, right? They wanted to reduce the monopoly of corporations. But what they do is they entrench the first mover advantage that startups already have, they've already established, right? Because they allow them to reduce costs, because they allow them to give grants to these individuals who ultimately want to go into these companies, right? So ultimately, what should you remember from my speech? The way a government funds needs to consider also the lowest common denominator. It's not about putting people who are fresh out of highway school, who have already probably going to be able to get into these startups, but it's about putting people, giving people the tools to be able to access these startups in the first place. We are very proud of independent individuals, we're very proud of our folks.
I thank the member of opposition for his speech. Now, to end up from this case, I call upon the government.
Thank you.
I think we're going to be the only team in this debate from CG to engage with the best case scenarios and worst case scenarios of this debate, because this was something that was lacking in the entire debate. So all basically came up here with this really convenient sort of response to OG that is somehow our burden to prove absolute benefit. However, I pointed out already in the POI, it's about showing the likelihood of benefits accruing. That is to say, that they never really engaged in the kinds of best case scenarios that our side could possibly offer. That response was not enough or sufficient enough to secure them in the first debate. Furthermore, we thought it is terribly convenient for them to shove this further burden into government instead of engaging with the competing sorts of narratives that we have coming up from both OJ and CG in terms of their POIs and things like that. More importantly, what did Ben tell you? Ben came up very clearly in his speech and tell you that, look guys, taxpayers' money should be used in a way that empowers people to make certain choices. So the point at which there is a high barrier to entry, you essentially stifle entrepreneurship. No thank you, right? The point is this debate, and we're going to talk about, or rather the few things we're going to talk about in this debate. One, how do we empower youth to make good decisions? And secondly, whether or not this is an ethical policy, because this was a large component coming out of member of policy. I'm going to talk about opening in this debate, right? We're thinking about opening up in this debate. But first, let's ask this question. How the hell do we empower youth to make good decisions? Now, OJ wasn't very responsive to all those claims about how providing incentives distorts the decision-making of youth because it somehow downplays the risks involved in being part of startup. Well, I think, Mr. Speaker, that already we're talking about youths who already want to be involved in risk-taking inherently. These are people who don't look at incentives and in general, people don't look at incentives and respond immediately in the simplistic way that they were suggesting in the movie. That sort of characterization was extremely convenient. We think that was problematic coming out of the movie. But more than that, we tell you right that in our literally the first thing that tells you how people make certain decisions. No way. Right? This idea is coming up from CG, right? To tell you that, look guys, at the end of the day, people have a myriad of considerations, right? Some want to be part of a
innovation. Some people may choose to work only because they want minimal responsibility to maximize their leisure time, whatever it is. So we think that there are important competing considerations that mean that the decision-making process is a lot more complicated than the unidimensional weird convenient characterization that came up with LO. Right? Those that are likely to respond to these incentives are those people that already want to be part of an innovative process, but somehow aren't able to do so for the reasons that I told you. We already told you why that it is problematic in the status quo to deprive people of these opportunities. I'm going to talk about that more in the question, but before I start to show you. We have already told you that the money is not going to be given for operational purpose of the company, it's going to be given to individuals. If your concern is operational cost, then using loans in which your risk is going to be calculated to the point that it's fair for everyone, as opposed to simply giving to everyone regardless of the business model. Yeah, so that is why Ben's power, Ben's argument, that is not a very sensitive response to the idea of that need to empower people with the kind of taxpayers' money they give. Whether or not it's fair or not, I'll talk about it later. Is this an equitable policy? But more importantly, let's talk about whether or not this really empowers youth. We want to empower this segment of youth, this segment of the population, to make a decision that they otherwise would not have made in opposition to. And it's something that they never really were able to defend. I think corporate has the ability to do that. Right? How do we then empower good decision making on our side of the house? We argued in Benjamin that it is about removing the kinds of pre-existing practical considerations that these innovators use have. What are these considerations? First, the idea of limited capital that we already talked about. Second, the idea of lack of confidence in the doubt of sustainability of a certain startup. Right? The idea that you have no collateral. Right? The third is that there's a high barrier to entry into this market in the very first place. Right? We tell that oftentimes the market is structured by big companies to make small startups fail in the first place. Because they have every incentive to block out competitors that we tell you are basically a threat to these big companies. We told you that structurally, these youth are deprived of the opportunity to exercise that part of themselves. That is to say, Mr. Speaker, they are deprived of their ability to exercise that innovation. We tell that entrepreneurship under our subclass isn't an a priori good that states should protect. Right? We tell that they should protect this, states should protect entrepreneurship. Because A, it is a risk-taking behavior that allows a combination of diverse productions, e.g., land, labor, capital, to produce goods and services. Right? Entrepreneurship is integral to producing goods and services as it effectively harnesses the full productive capacity of the available resources you have in the status quo. The point at which you are dependent on external forces or not your locals to have those sorts of entrepreneurship and that sort of risk behavior. We think that's fundamentally something that causes the economy to stagnate in the first place in the micro level. But no thank you. Right? Let's talk about the other thing, right? So we don't think it's just an economic program. On the second level, Ben already came up to tell you that, guys, this is part of the state's protection of your ability to communicate. What do you mean? If you were in youth that was somehow structurally deprived of being able to get where you want to in life. If you are not able to do certain things, it's because you were born into a position or in a situation or background of underprivileged class, or the underprivileged class. The point at which you come from the lower structures of society, this response directly to everyone. That is where we can empower you, right? We tell you that the only kinds of youth, the youth under the side, who come from underprivileged backgrounds, are the ones that are likely to suffer under the side of the house and not likely to benefit from the side of the house. Because those are the youth that are innovative, that cannot access the market, no matter how hard they try because of structural forces. So no, we don't think it's just an economic good. It's the state's protection of your ability to pursue a meaningful life and your identity as an entrepreneur. No, right? So we've got to tell you, why is this? This is an equitable policy. So CO says that we fail to protect the lowest common denominator, and we are instead protecting those who can already get jobs. I don't think this is a very sensitive response to our principal justification coming out from Benjamin. But just let's be the first team in this case, really talk about whether or not we can get competition. Because all say that big companies have the incentive to be continually innovate. Here's the thing, that's not true. Mostly what happens in their side of the house, in their best case scenario, is that these big companies come to settle into form oligopolies, right? They do this to block out potential competitors, i.e. creating a high barrier to entry to enter the market. Our best case scenario is when we empower these youth, startups work. What's our worst case scenario? We already defend that, right? We accept that sometimes we will fail, but it's comparatively better to protect the identities of these people and encourage global entrepreneurship because it means greater competition on our side of the house in the market. Their worst case scenario on all is monopolies, right? But COCs, we talk about startups that were meant to fail. So we already defended that in our worst case scenario. So what if and even if we we fail. We tell them it's not a reason, we fight for an opportunity that is structurally going to happen. For all these reasons, please go.
Thank you, Governor, for the speech. And debate, I call upon you. Opposition.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you guys, if you want to be honest, stand up. Somebody stand here. It's easier. Mr. Speaker, there are two main issues that I will talk about. Like the first issue is the discussion of free market principle, and secondly, are youth in status quo incentivized enough to start any sort of startup, right? And these are the two main issues that I'll talk about, and how an opposition side of improve that there are more harms if the state intervenes and tries to incentivize these youth in startup enterprises, right? So let's go to the first issue, and all my rebuttals for the entire government should be incorporated in these two issues, right? So the first issue is the discussion about the free market principle, right? The nature of most startups, that 90% of them usually end up failing, right? And the reason for this failure is the inability for startups to actually capture the consumer base and get the investment that it needs, right? From any of the investors, right? The government here tries to argue that they're trying to destabilize the monopoly, but actually most startups come and argue that most startups come up because there's a lot of competition, right? It's not because of a monopoly, because somebody has a genius idea and tries to get into the market and tries to start a startup, right? So this argument of trying to break up a monopoly doesn't make sense on the government side, right? Failure is also an indicator of the market of what the product is selling and how it could fail, right? So the failure is also an indicator of competition and why this is so important, right? So it's not really a market failure at the end, but it's a market correctness, right? So we need to allow this failure to happen. But when you're allowing the state to intervene, you're just essentially keeping all these startups that could have failed just alive. You're just wasting all the taxpayers' money in order to keep them alive, just because you think that it will help youths to stay and earn more money, right? In the alternative, they could just work for Google or any other big company and just get a standard salary every single month, right? So competition in principle allows for the best form of innovation. It drives down costs and gives consumers multiple options in order to buy what they want, right? So what happens when the government intervenes, right? So government is first artificially pushing off the startups. This is something that Albert argued about, right? How you're artificially pushing startups that are doomed to fail, right? So that's why, because the government here trying to argue that if there are more stuff, that means there's more competition. But there's a problem now. They're oversaturating the market with all these startup companies, right? Which means that essentially at the end, by oversaturating it, all these startups will eventually fail. So even in that best case scenario, if they want even more competition, these people are eventually going to fail and go into the unemployment line, right? So government wants to oversaturate. So I'll give you a simple principle, okay, of the free market, right? Let's look at the employment market, right? Employers don't really know how smart you are, right? They don't know how to judge your, the tangible factors like dedication, motivation, and other stuff. But yet the market works a way around it, right? It works a way around through your higher education, right? It looks at your degree, looks at the grades that you get, right? And this gives the employees the ability to decide whether or not you should work with the company, whether you should be hired with the company itself. So education acts as a signaling mechanism to employees that shows how intelligent and capable and motivated you are. That's why a lot of people that eventually go from a degree eventually go to an MBA because they know that's the best way forward to get hired, right? So that's one way of understanding how the market works in favor of helping these companies make decisions, right? So that's why state intervening is a very bad idea. So governments are notoriously inefficient, and the private sector can provide the same goods at a much cheaper price, right? This is because private companies and also startups, their goal is to maximize profit, right? While governments is only to just be accountable, which means that let's say the policy goes through and they offer these grants, right? That means they have to set up a transparency committee group, which means that there's more taxpayers' money in order to assess all these grants that they want to assess and to see whether or not they can actually grant these startups, grant this money to these startups at the end, right? Also, government suffers heavily from lobbyists, right, in Congress. So if they want to actually pass this through, they will actually have to now fight with all these big corporations that are competing in this market, right? In this market where they will have to lobby all these Congress people in order to stop them from actually implementing this law, which means the government now has to fight back all the billions of dollars that they're going to waste in fighting these politicians to stop them from doing it. The government has to respond by putting further billions of dollars in order to fight them off. So there's always a lose-lose situation when it comes to government intervening. Before I go on to the second issue,
but do you not concede that on a comparative, right? In our world, the individuals who are the most likely to get the best possible jobs, they are now freed up from having to consider things like having their food supply, that be able to feed their families and all of that. Now they can get something.
Okay, so that's what the second issue is. The problem with your case was that you wanted to offer only to people who had the ability to already have a startup, right? You never wanted to actually give individuals like me, for example, that had a startup company, the ability to first educate myself and then be able to actually get my own startup, right? Because if you're going to fund, if the government's going to intervene and try to help any sort of group, which is what my extension speaker was talking about, is that you have to fund individuals that would help them. So you provide the resources available for them to get started up in the very first place. You can't just start up by making a phone, right? You have no ability to make a phone like any sort of phone, right? You have to actually give them the basic education required in order for them to actually have that, to have that skill and ability to actually make that product at the end. So first, they need to be educated. That's the first thing the government needs to actually provide these people, right? By giving them the education, you give them multiple options now. Number one, they can either go start up, or number two, they can go work for any other company around the world, right? Then you already give us multiple options on our side compared to yours, because you are trying to force an incentive to youths, which is already being incentivized, which is what the operations talk about in the status quo, right? The youth already incentivized. How are they incentivized? You got GoFundMe pages, you got microfinance, you got loans, and all these sort of things are in place in status quo to have young individuals to actually start their own startup. So they already have an incentive. You know why they have an incentive? Because they know the cash at the end is going to be huge, right? And by not being force-fed by the government, it means that they are forcing themselves to actually think about how they can compete within that market itself, right? So that means there's more incentive for the youth to A, start up because they have the cash and status quo, but B, to actually compete properly, right? Actually innovate themselves, because there's no safety net now. The ability to actually have a proper startup and to compete properly with a big corporation is bigger on our side because there's no safety net, right? So clearly, on their side, they would try their best to oversaturate the market, try to give an incentive that was not required at the end, because a lot of youths at the end will already think of startups at the end, right? But they always choose the safe option to go and find jobs in normal corporation because of the chance of startups succeeding, right? And even if startups succeed, which is maybe the 10%, they eventually get bought up by big corporations like Google and all your IT or whatever you're talking about, right? They always get bought out at the end. So you just put yourself on the side, you'll be the 10%. But the 90% of these people, what are they going to do, right? They always have to have something to fall back on. And you can't have the market correct that, right? The only way you can correct that is by actually giving them the options and giving them the incentives to work in other places rather than do just start up at the end. With that, very proud to host. Thank you.